Procrastination is what we are talking about today on Greatness Coaching with Heidi M. And I wonder if it isn't self-sabotage. Let's ask Heidi. How are you, Heidi?
Yes, I am well. And yourself, Ian?
Fantastic. Thank you. All good. All good. Procrastination. It's not a good thing. It's an enemy.
It's not. People think, yes, it is a form of self-sabotage. But people think it is because they're lazy. People often confuse procrastination and laziness, and that is, you're not lazy. It's not about being lazy. It's got nothing to do with that. It is about fear. Procrastination is rooted in fear. So if I have to do my assignment, for instance, I might be very scared deep down that I'm not going to do well, and that I'm going to fail and that I'll be embarrassed. And then, of course, one procrastinates doing it. And these are all subconscious processes that take place. If they were conscious, we could sort it out, easily by ourselves. But I'm going to give you some tips as we go along, just to how to manage that. For instance, if you have to answer emails, and you have your own business. Oh, no, I don't want to look at my mails. Oh, no, I don't feel like looking at my mails. Because it could be that there's a rejection of a vendor, or something that's not working out with a client, or whatever, So it's just, and lots of people don't like admin. And I get that, but it's more than that. It's really behind the I don't like this, I don't feel like it, all of that. Behind that is the fear. So that's what's going on in your subconscious mind. Now we have to enter your subconscious mind via your conscious mind, right? And you have to do certain things to make this easier on yourself. We all have things that we don't want to do. And that you have to accept and understand. Successful people do the things that they don't want to do in order to get the thing they want. That's that. So you have to start somewhere, and I'm thinking that the best place to start will be, and this is also what we spoke about a little bit last week in motivation, is to break your big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. It's too daunting if you have to answer or reply or read 40 emails. It is daunting. It's too much. So break it down and take it 5 by 5, or even 3 by 3 if you are that stressed about it. And soon you'll see that they don't pile up anymore until they're 40, So take small, manageable steps. Nobody can think and deal with themselves. So I have to go to gym, I have to eat healthy because I have to lose 100 kilos. No, worry about 5 kilos first. That's that. Right. Then create a to-do list or a schedule. You'll be surprised how many people don't have diaries. Whether it's an electronic one, I'm old-fashioned. I still have the paper and pen one. Yes, I want to see at a glance, and it's always open on my desk. It's the best. I have different colors for different areas of my life.
Oh, stunning.
Yes, I'm like that. But then I can see at a glance whatever is in red, I know has to happen very urgently. And then what is in green is for my coaching and my therapy. What is in blue is for my acting and my voiceovers. And what is in black is just personal stuff, right? So I know that. That's my color coding. But you need to write things down somewhere. Create a structure for yourself. You'll find that people that procrastinate don't have a structure. Sometimes we find that our teenagers, and I found that a lot at university when I was lecturing, that the youngsters our youngsters of today, they think that, it's a problem, or that it's a punishment to make them work according to a schedule or a structure. But our brains actually want that. It's a punishment to give you a day and say, okay, do what you want when you want. That is not how we were wired. And there's nothing you can say about that. It's a fact, right? It's like gravity. It's the way it is. Then set little deadlines for yourself and be specific. So on this date, at that time, I must be done with this task. Set your deadlines. And here comes a big one. Eon, minimize distractions. Put that phone on silent. When you are busy with something, an allocated task, a task that you allocated to yourself to do in this time, then you do not need distractions. Please also I've got a don't disturb sign that I put on my door sometimes. So people know they can't just come knock here or come in. I'm busy. I'll come out sooner rather than later. You do things like that for yourself. Don't let things beep and ring and ping all around you. You'll never manage anything like that. And then here is just one last tip that is, it works very well. It's called the Pomodoro technique. And that's working in focused intervals. So you say to yourself, from this time to that time, and just make it 45 minutes, 50 minutes. If you're an adult, it's good enough. I'm doing this. And this is all you do. Don't bounce around between this task, that task, and the other. If you are trying to multitask like that, it's multitasking anyway is a myth. You can't do two things at the same time. Yeah. You can't even make coffee and listen to the radio at the same time. Your brain doesn't work like that. Your brain works, it jumps very quickly from the one task to the next. True. So yes, allocate certain time to a certain task, and then you do just that. And you can even set your little alarm for that. And then the alarm goes off and okay, I've got 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go and stretch my legs. It sounds very rigid, but it's actually very freeing. So give it a bash. Try these tips that I gave you. Implement them, and you'll see for yourself. It is so liberating. It's not what you think. It's not a prison. It's a liberation. And you're also freeing up so much space and energy in your mind to think about fabulous things and to just actually enjoy life without the sword hanging over your head. Oh, I didn't do this today, and oh, damn it, and it's another day has gone by and I still haven't started. So there you go. Try it. Let us know. Please send us a Facebook message.
Yeah, let us know how it works, but don't delay. Send the message today. That sounds like an ad.
Exactly. That's fabulous. Yes, you're a poet and you didn't even know it.
But yeah, Heidi, it really helps. I'm glad you're bringing up the diary, and especially the old school diaries where you still write with a pen and you've got the paper, because it really helps to get out of your head, and to just see it on paper already helps, instead of walking around with this head with all the jumbled information. It's just chaos, Yes,
absolutely. I fully agree, Eon. I fully agree.
Okay, and I've also seen something very interesting now with load shedding here in South Africa. I've seen that people who weren't able to plan before, all of a sudden they've kind of developed this discipline with the Eskom alerts, the alerts saying 55 minutes before load shedding, 15 minutes before load shedding, and all of a sudden they learning how to plan, but they never really planned well before. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that before. Yeah, I've noticed that.
That is such an interesting thing that you're saying, Eon. And now that you mention it, I can certainly think of a few instances where I've noticed it. But But yes, that is true. So what does that show us? If we must, we can.
That's it.
Why don't you do it for yourself instead of doing it to accommodate ESCOM and the electricity? Now you're doing the same kind of thing for yourself, for your own benefit.
Yeah.
And I promise you, it is just fantastic because it is an absolute in keeping with how we are hardwired, how our minds were put together. So that's brilliant. Exactly.
Heidi can, of course, help you all over South Africa and all over the world, virtually as well. So, Heidi, how do we get in touch with you?
Yes, I can help. I am available on my business WhatsApp line, which is +27 if you're from outside South Africa, 079-815-6305. You know, I have to think twice every time before I say my number. I always think I'm saying it wrong.
I'm the same.
Or you can find me on Facebook, Heidi M Wellness, or you can pop me an email, which is heidi@homebound.co.za.
And if you didn't catch it, of course, we'll have it below the podcast afterwards as well. So there you can just click on it or copy and paste. Very, very convenient. No excuses, and don't put it off.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Heidi. As always, it was great. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too.